the mission, the mission, the mission, the mission, the Wanderer's mission, the Starseed mission. It's all about the mission, isn't it? Once you figure that out, then you know your entire life is dedicated to the mission. And I've been talking about it so much. And if you watch my most recent video, I said I'm going to make a video about my own specific mission in this particular incarnation. Perhaps it can show you how specific you can actually get down to the T. And once you figure it out, once you have a crystal clear image of what it is that you're here to do, what it is that you signed up for, because you literally signed up for it, a soul contract. I don't think they do pen and paper there, but you get what I'm saying. You give your word. I think they have a trust system over there, up there. You know, they've gone beyond the 3D, so the trust system is there. And so you actually signed a contract. You took on an assignment. Okay, it's just like if you work in a company and you've got a project coming up, and you're committed, you and your team are committed to finishing the project. There's a timeline. Here's a timeline. You got 3 months to finish this project. You and your team, you've got a project manager, and you've got the people working. Everybody's working as a team. Well, we're in the same way. It's the same thing. Us wanderers, the people that came from the 5D and the 6D, from other star systems, we're a team. We're working together here. Okay, we're working together. And there are project managers. That would be all your guides. That would be all the angels that are overlooking directly at the situation on Earth. That would be like the managers. Okay, everything seems to be hierarchical in the universe. So, but we're all working together. Just because it's hierarchy doesn't mean I'm better or worse, I'm superior. It's like, no, we're working together. This is a team. That's when you go to the 4D and beyond. It becomes a togetherness because it's all oneness. Because everybody loves everybody, and it's like just love. So we are working together. Okay, we're working together here. We're carrying out a project, and we signed up for it. It's like we made the commitment for it, and here we are. You would not take on an incarnation in 3D because it's a commitment. Because then you can easily get caught in the karma, which many wanderers actually do. I probably been caught in. I definitely have been caught in some Earth karma. It seems like I've actually been in this cycle. If you're up to date with the raw material, there are 3 cycles. This is the last one, and I think I've been in this cycle now running. Just so it's not my first incarnation here. And so it's a commitment. You signed up the contract. You took on the project. You made the commitment. You said, all right, I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gonna come back unless I've done my best to carry out the project. And whether there was success, which the objective is to help Gaia go to the 4D and have a harvest, what Ra would call the harvest, which is people that make it to 4D, humans that make it to 4D, and then the planet as a whole make it to 4D. Okay, but not all humans. Ra says, up to 5%. But the main objective is to help Gaia raise her vibration to 4D. So whether you succeed, whether you don't, you didn't come here with that. You just said, I'm going to take on this. I'm going to do my best. And from the looks of it, we are succeeding. Okay, from the looks of it, the project is going to be, is a success. Okay, it's actually pretty easy to see that it is a success. The mission is successful, but still there's work to be done. If you just pull out right now, it's like it's like if you've got this happens a lot, right? In soccer, football. So a team is winning, and let's say they're winning like 2-0, and then they just kind of last 10 minutes, they just kind of like take it easy because they're winning. They start defending, like they're getting sloppy. And before you know it, the other team scores 3 and they win. Because the other team got sloppy. They thought, oh, we got this. Like last year in the Champions League, Barcelona was up in the first game 3-0, and they came in, they got sloppy. Liverpool slapped them 4-0 after in the second game. They got sloppy. It's the same thing with us. If we just be like, oh yeah, like clearly, come on, don't you see the world's getting better? Let's just not relax on the whole mission thing, man. Like let's just go hang out by a beach, right? No, it's then things can change very quickly. So there's a lot of work to be done right now to make sure that the project is a success, to make sure that the outcome is the desired outcome in which we came here for. So the assignment is very specific to each one of you guys, to each one of us wanderers, starseeds. It's very specific. It's so specific. It's like, again, you're a defender. Your job today is to shut down the left flank and make sure whenever Messi gets the ball, you pressure him. That's your job. And your job is to score goals. So you're the striker. Make those runs. Wait for the crosses. If you're tall, they usually will cross the ball to you because you can head it in. Very specific. So even different strikers have very specific assignments. Some strikers, because they're tall and big, their job is to wait for the crosses to head the ball in. Others, they're smaller, so they're more about the dribbling and making the runs and taking shots. Some strikers are best at taking shots from outside the box. Same thing. We all have very, very specific assignments here, specific missions. Okay? And I talked in previous videos how you can get in touch with the mission. So just go back to the videos and watch, see some of the how to find your mission videos, etc. Okay, I'm not going to go too much into it here. Right? And it is a process. It takes quite a while to figure it out down to the detail. Okay? I have been doing this business of figuring out my mission for a good 5 years now. Okay, and initially 5 years ago, what I have come to understand as my mission was a good starting point that led to what I now have a totally crystal clear image of. Okay, so you just start where you are, you figure out what you're currently supposed to do, because it'll lead to that grandiose mission. There's certainly a grandiose mission for all of us here. So I can tell you what your mission is, because it's my mission. The overall picture is to elevate the consciousness on planet Earth, to help the conscious soul, the conscious being that is incarnated in this earth, which comes through to us in several names such as Gaia, Sophia, Mother Earth, Mother Nature, okay? Many names. Different cultures were certainly aware that she is a living being. She's a female. It's a feminine planet. Some planets are masculine, some planets are feminine. Just like if you incarnate in a female body, you have feminine energy, more so of the feminine energy than the masculine. You're in a male body, more masculine. So this planet here, it's more of a feminine energy. Okay, it's more of a feminine energy. So our mission, our collective mission here, the project, is to help her raise her vibration to go from 3rd density to 4th density, because she is just like all of us, a soul ascending, going back to its source. And now she is ready to go to 4th density, the heart chakra, the density of love. Because the only reason why all this messiness is happening on the planet, because the planet can only support 3D consciousness, because she's herself is still in her solar plexus, if you will. And she, by the way, she has chakra points, 7 chakra points, just like we do. And she has been, because she's evolving, she's on the way, right? But now she figured stuff out, and she's like, okay, I'm ready to go to 4th density, but I need some help. And so the call was placed, all the wanderers were placed in. Certain project managers are overlooking this experiment, okay? And so our collective mission is to help her. And then, so that's the main one. And by helping her, whoever lives on her gets the chance to go to whatever level next. So the animals that are on her can now have a chance to go up a level. The humans, same thing. So the harvest, back in the 81, when the raw material was channeled, it was said that it's between 2 to 5%. It could be higher now because maybe it's a different timeline. Okay? Nevertheless, some humans are going to be able to go to 4D, but it's not going to be a significant part. The others will go to another planet, 3D planet, that still supports the third density consciousness and continue their journey until they're ready to go to a fourth density. Once they're ready, either if their planet ascends, or if they're ready to ascend, they'll just go to a different planet. Maybe they'll come back to Earth, because Earth will be now supporting fourth density consciousness. And watch for a lot of the souls that are being born now, they're fourth density beings. Watch for it, observe. Okay, I teach kids, so I get to observe. Observe. A lot of the souls being born now are fourth density souls. You just see they're so sweet, so sweet. Because that's the planet now, is like, it's actually probably already in fourth density, but we still have to deal with the, with all the residual effects of it. Okay, because it's not supporting any soul. So if a soul passes on now that's in third density consciousness, it's not going to be able to come back incarnate in Earth again. It'll go to another, because now that's it. It's not that third density consciousness is not supported any longer. It's like what? Again, let's go back to, use a different analogy here. It's like the computers. It doesn't support. It's like now Windows 10. XP is, you try to do some things from Windows XP. It's not compatible anymore. Or you try to put those. I don't know if any of you guys use the floppy disks. Okay, a lot of you guys are too young to remember the floppy disks. They were like these cute little things you put in the computer. They were not even a megabyte. Okay, like memory. They were meant for memory, so you could store things on them. Not even a megabyte, and that was a big deal. Okay, it's not compatible. The new computers, they're not made for you to put them in. Same thing with CDs. I used to put in CDs all the time. If I want to watch a movie, I put it in a computer. Most new computers now don't support that feature, because now this planet does not support the feature of 3D third density consciousness, which is power and asserting yourself and selfishness. So that's why I watch a lot of the new souls that are being born are fourth density beings, because your energy, when you die, your energy gets pulled into a place that supports the work you need to do. So now the planet supports the work of fourth density beings who are now themselves on their journey to 5D. Okay, so now the overall mission. That's applies to all of us. Now the specifics of it. This is gonna take some work on your part. Okay, again, it's in many ways it is a lifelong journey, but at some point you gain enough clarity to understand the big picture. So I'm gonna tell you now what I have been coming up with over the last few months, and I'm gonna tell you as specific as I can, because the instructions, the revelations have been very clear and very specific. So the first part of the mission is my YouTube channel. It's my YouTube channel. I am here primarily as a public speaker and a teacher. And so the YouTube channel acts as a medium for teaching, for guidance, and for the public speaking is the character's way, Saeed's way of teaching and guiding. Teaching and guiding who? Well, I'll tell you. Teaching and guiding other fellow wanderers, starseeds, star people, people for, other wanderers who are here working on the project. Because a lot of wanderers come here and they get lost and they don't remember this. I think Ross said only 10% of the wanderers remember their mission, and they even remember that they came from the stars. But more and more wanderers now, I would say the percentage is probably close to 25%, 30%, maybe even 50% now. It's becoming, lots of wanderers are waking up to their mission. And they remember, oh wow, I've come from a different place. My soul base is not native to Earth. Remember, we all come from the same source. Okay, and within this source, it's so massive. Each soul has a home base, if you will. Okay, but that true home base is just the source. It's just everybody comes from there. So the videos that I make, the guidance, the teaching, is for two specific group of people. Very, very specific. The wanderers. So that number, which was in the 80s, 10% of wanderers only remember. See, I am lucky enough that I'm a wanderer who remembers all of this. Okay, by a stroke of luck, good guidance, whatever, I remember. But there is that other 90% that Ra talked about that don't even remember. Well, those are my teammates here working on the project. How could I carry my work if they don't remember and start to carry their work too? Because we're all one being, we're all one thing. We came here, we're like a team. So I got some work to do here. Otherwise, how am I gonna carry the assignment out? If my fellow wanderers don't remember, so there's 90%, they don't remember. All right, so these videos are for them. They're remembering this and the guidance, the teaching. That's for them, so that they could wake up, remember, figure out the mission, so we could work together, so we could get out of here, so we could finish the work and get out of here, go back home. Otherwise, we're here, you know. So that's the first group specifically that these videos are for. And the second group are the harvests. So again, the number of harvests, 2 to 5% of the humanity will be able to ascend to 4D. But I think now the number is more because we moved into a different timeline than was previously stated in the 80s. And one of you guys left a very, very insightful comment that made me think about this. You said that the Ra channeling was channeled in 1981, which there was a Cold War at the time. And so the timeline was different. I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. I think we moved into a more positive timeline. So actually the number of harvests may be more than 5%. So take the world's population right now. It's 80. Because usually harvest, they say it's no more than 20% anyway. So let's say 10% of the earth, of the humans' population. The number of wanderers here is between 1 and 3%. Okay? So these videos are for any wanderer that comes across them. Okay? And then the harvest, let's say it's up to 10%. That's a very, very generous and optimistic outlook. But, you know, let's say 10%. So 10% of, we're moving about almost 8 billion now, right? 7.58, let's say 8. So 10% of 8 billion, what is that? 800 million? Let's say a billion. That's a very, very generous and optimistic. No, actually, that maybe sounds about right if we're in as positive of a timeline. So then there's the other billion people that are going to make it. 800 million, let's just round up. Let's be optimistic a little bit here. Let's say a billion. Oh, that's a lot of people that can graduate now in this lifetime. They can go to fourth density. So these videos are for them too. And I know that the audience that is watching these videos is a mix of wanderers. So the star people, the people that came from 5D and 6D, and it's a mix of 3D, third density beings that are blossoming now into fourth density beings, moving to the heart, moving to love. And I know the audience that's watching this is a mix of that. And so that's my audience. So now that's it. I know what I'm serving here. So I could be driving on my bike and I look around and I see all these lovely human beings, you know, lovely, be nice big smile, and just look and see lovely. And I could see them, you know, eating this very dense like meat and stuff, and you know, knowing what I know, I could just look and be like, you know, and I look at their bodies and they're fat and they're like, you know what I mean? Like I know just looking at what I'm seeing here that you're suffering. Like there's no way your health is in good shape. I mean, look at that big belly you have. You know, you may be a nice person with a big smile and I love you and I'm going to be as kind to you as I can be, like I am. My universal policy is just total kindness to all strangers and all, because there's no stranger, just total kindness to all. But although I know that you just don't know that what you're doing to your health, because I could look, I can estimate he or she is going to go home tonight and they're going to have some troubles. They're going to have like a stomachache or something, and then they're going to be really tired and foggy. They don't know why. But because I know who I'm here specifically to serve with wisdom, this is the wisdom of 5D, I say I can't help. Like I can't help you. I'm not gonna come. What am I gonna say? You're not even gonna listen, and I'm just gonna be infringing on your free will to do whatever you want with your state of consciousness. So just be kind. So I'm just kind, but I'm not exactly here to help you figure out your, what food is best for you, how to take care of your health, how to alleviate your big belly and all probably the inflammation and the pains you have. It's not my business, because I'm connected to this cosmos. Everyone is here for something specific. So just like it is not my business as a striker to come back and shut down Ronaldo or Messi, that's the defender's business. I'm just here waiting for something to happen here. I'm going to make the runs. I'm going to wait for the midfielders to pass me the ball. It is not my job to educate you on the best diet, on how to be healthy, on how to alleviate the pains that you have, how to stop going to the doctor, which you're probably going to all the pills you're taking, all the side effects. It's not my job. With wisdom, I see this, and that's it. So I just go on about my business, because I know the specific group of people that I am serving. And in the same way, in your own mission, you have specific groups of people that you're serving. Specific. It could be your mission that you're going to be serving the people like that, the elderly or something like that. I don't know. Your mission could be to go into the medical industry, the medical field, and become an MD, become a doctor, and then revolutionize it from the inside out and help people like that. Because you know what? People like that will only listen to an MD. They won't listen to a shirtless, barefoot, Tarzan-looking asshole like me. Believe me, they won't. They'll listen to an MD. So maybe you, as a starseed, as a wanderer, your mission is to go into the medical field, obtain a degree, get into the system, and then somehow revolutionize it with him. Because that person, that, let's say, 50-year-old, fat, and otherwise, kindly gentleman, but fat and in pain and suffering from all kinds of health issues, that he's got diabetes, he's got to take his pills, he's got a big hamburger in his head, and then with it he's got like a Pepsi, just a terrible, terrible lifestyle that's, leading him to a very, very bad old age. And your mission could be to go in there, revolutionize, because that person will listen to you. They'll listen to you. They won't listen to me. Right? Because now that's your role in the game. So your mission, you have to understand the first thing. Okay, figure it out. Who am I serving here? Because if you're a wanderer, you're here to serve, period. You won't be happy if you're not serving. You will feel like a sense of loss, a sense of alienation. Are you kidding me? As wanderers, we all experience a sense of alienation from society. Hello, look where I am. Somewhere completely out of society. Because, I can't function as well in society. It's plain and simple. I function best, I serve best here. So, but also I can function in society. Why? Because now it's like I'm connected. I know I'm here to serve. If we don't know how, we're here to serve as wanderers. If we're not serving, trust me, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be a miserable person. Miserable, you're going to feel lonely. And through your service, you will feel connected. Okay, through my service, I feel, so connected to everything. So, figure out the specific group of people you're here to serve. I'm here to serve the fellow wanderers, fellow teammates in the project, and potential harvests. The potential harvests, if 100 harvests who are going to make it from 3D to 4D, from 3rd density to 4th density, come across my videos, and somehow my videos serve 100 people. So it was through my service, through these videos, that 100 human beings were able to finally make the ascension from 3rd density to 4th density. Then I have done my job. In fact, Ra says that if we as they were channeling, he says we're not even too concerned if the raw channeling, the material, if it gets to too many people or not. He says if we even help one person through listening to this channeling, if we even help one person, then we've done our job. It's E for effort kind of thing. It's just your attempt is all that is. That's it. Then you because we're all evolving, like the raw, it's a social complex, memory complex. The raw social memory complex is evolving into 60 to 70. So by them constantly attempting to serve, whether they succeed or not, they're ascending to 70. So just through me attempting, it's E for effort as far as the universe is concerned. As far as source is concerned, E for effort counts. It's actually all that counts. And So, but I mean, think about it. If over the course of my lifetime, this is a young channel, and I know it'll gain a big following, and just pretty obvious. I just see law, cause and effect. I'm here to serve. I'm like feverish about service, and as a natural byproduct, more and more people will find out about this channel and get to these ideas. If, let's say, I'm on my deathbed, I'm 200 years old, because you guys all know that the whole breatharian thing and longevity. Let's say I'm 200 years old and I'm like, oh, all right, I'm time to go back home, right? I just like, that's it. I get the call, it's time to go back home, and I'll drop the body consciously. Let's say I'm 200 years old and I'm about to drop the body consciously, and let's say 100 people who came across this channel, came across these lectures, these whatever you want to call them, right? These ramblings by, again, the Tarazan looking barefooted, shirtless asshole, and 100 people who were so for such a long time, stuck in some of the third density paradigms. But through watching these videos, because it's not me who did it, clearly they're ready. Otherwise, they wouldn't even find the channel. So it's like, I'm not taking credit. But let's say it's through this work that 100 people have finally made it. It's through this that they find, that's it. They were close, but they were so stuck. They kept watching their videos, and they finally got it. And it just the dominance effect took place. Then I've done my job. Even if one person graduated from 3D to 4D because of these videos, I've also done my job. As far as I'm concerned, in fact, as far as Ross concerned, those were exactly his words. So, well, it's not his, actually, it's words, because it's a social memory complex, but it's got a more of a masculine presence, so we'll just use he or it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's my mission. That's as far as the YouTube channel is concerned. Okay, I know the specific group of people I'm here to serve, and I'm just gonna do it every single day until the day I get the call from back home and I leave. So figure out the specific groups you're here to serve, and then, so that's the first part of the mission. And you could see how technical and specific it is, because it is that specific. A coach, if you're playing against Barcelona, the coach will give a specific player, you say, your man marking Messi. Very specific, same thing. Okay, the next part of the mission. The next part of the mission is for me, personally, for this specific individual soul, which is part of the whole, is to work on balancing wisdom and love. Because I'm aware that I am a 6th density entity. Okay, whichever star system I come from, whichever planet I come from, we are a 6th density planet. We're a 6th density star system, more than likely. No, not more than likely, for sure. So what is the quality of 6th density? It's to work on balancing wisdom and compassion, wisdom and love. And it definitely rings and resonates, because I have been trying to do that all my life, actually. And now that I think about it, like, I remember last year I got so into wisdom and I was so detached that I would sort of laugh at everything. I would laugh at everything, and that sometimes can pull you out of the compassionate place. It can pull you out of the compassionate place. And I've definitely seen this trend happen in my life, that I think I'm here mostly to bring some love in, because I have always been innately wise. I've always been innately wise, and I know you can give me the award for the most arrogant piece of shit, the most arrogant douchebag in the universe, and I'll gladly take it. I'm not disagreeing with you there. But it is what it is. I have been innately wise since a young age. I've been innately wise, and a lot of friends would often come and ask me for advice, and like, should I do this, should I do that? And I guess I'd sit down and talk to them, and do the best that I can, I guess. I don't know. Again, I don't know, but it seems to me that way. It just seems to me just it's. I'm not trying to be wise or anything, but it just seems naturally. You guys do the same thing, don't you? I mean, Saeed, what's your opinion on this? Or what do you think about this? And a lot of times I don't know. I tell you, like today, one of you guys on Instagram, I said, honestly, bro, I have no idea. But it seems like there's just been a trend that even before making these videos and stuff that there is this tendency. Okay, what do you think? So, there is an innate wisdom in there, but I have been somewhat detached my life. It's that detached wisdom. And so part of my evolution as a sixth density being is to balance that, is to bring more love and compassion. Don't forget about that. That's the work of a sixth density. So I came here to this planet because this planet needs love and compassion, which is a great opportunity for my soul, who is more polarized towards wisdom, to work on love and compassion. Because just innately from birth, from everything that I know about this character, about the soul that's inhabiting this character, there's a polarization towards detached wisdom. So I picked deliberately, I said, let me go to this planet, which needs tremendous amount of love and compassion, which means it'll teach me how to get more of that, because I'm more polarized towards wisdom, and I got to bring in more love and compassion, to balance myself. And you spend eons in sixth density, by the way, to balance that, because it can't even be 51 and 50. It's got to be 50-50. Once you're totally 50-50 and you stabilize at that, then you move on to 7th density. So otherwise, that's why you spend eons in 6th density, just serving, going to different assignments, different planets, different solar systems. Always looking for that delicate balance of 6th density and 7th, and of wisdom and love, which will move you to 7th density. So now say I'm more polarized towards wisdom, so I come to a planet here, which needs tremendous love and compassion. Now it gives me a chance to work on love and compassion, bring more love and compassion, and balance myself out. Okay, and then that, it doesn't mean I'm in a balance. Maybe if I'm like wisdom is this, love is this, maybe my experience on earth will bring up love here. So then maybe I'll go take on a different assignment and it'll bring it up here again. And maybe I'll take on a different assignment and it'll bring it up here again. Now it's a little bit too much. Okay, now you're becoming one of those lovey-dovey people. Alright, go to a planet that needs wisdom. They've got too much of this love stuff. They need wisdom. Alright, and then once you fully, you stabilize, like a stable internet connection, then you move on to 7th density. And so it takes eons to do that. So let me just pause this because we're close to the 33-minute mark and the video is going to stop on its own. Okay, so let's keep going here. So this is individual, for this individual soul, right, is to balance love and compassion, and specifically to balance the love part, because the wisdom has always been innately there, which clearly you're polarized towards it, and so more love, more compassion, and more more love and compassion towards the people in your life and towards others and strangers and stuff. And I definitely it definitely seems to be that way. So again, see how specific it is. It's very, very specific stuff. If you start to get in touch with the other side, you will get some very, very, very specific revelations and instructions and remembrance, really. Because you came here fully with full conscious knowing of everything that I just said. I came here fully knowing that. I came here knowing why I chose a body that has curly hair. Whatever the reason is. I came here from that higher perspective. You're so conscious of everything. I came here knowing exactly why I chose to be incarnated in Qatar, in the Middle East, which I can now have a bit of an idea. But you come here knowing exactly, specifically, so specific, when everything has a purpose. So I picked a vehicle that comes from a genetic line which helped this, for whatever reason, helps this vehicle become a vocal, right? So for example, I grew up in the Middle East. Now Middle Easterns are vocal people. Okay, they're expressive, they're vocal. So I needed that part of the Middle Eastern heritage to be a charismatic public speaker. So you see, it gets very specific like that. Everything's so specific. So you coming from those higher densities where you're so aware, you don't, there's nothing that's oh yeah, like that, you know. No, everything is by design. By design. So you could get very specific about the assignment because it is specific. And then everything makes sense to you. Your existence from A to Z makes perfect sense to you. So that's the second part of the assignment. So we talked about the first part, just to recap, the specific groups that I'm here to serve. And we talked about the second part, which is the balance of wisdom and love, which for me, I'm polarized towards wisdom. So the balance is more love and compassion, which I've been, you know, more focused on as of late, as much as I can. And the third thing, we could say the first two are 50% of the mission. The third part, which constitutes the other 50% of the mission, is to serve Gaia, serve the planet, by living in full immersion with the planet. Okay, so moving forward, you will see in the evolution of the channel, you will see me getting closer and closer to nature, more and more raw. Okay, so right now I live in a nice town, right? So it's in nature, it's beautiful, but it's still a resort. You know, I still get to sleep inside, but I'm feeling such a calling now to, you know, slowly and steadily uncivilize myself, slowly and steadily. Because it's so comfortable, you know, being in a civilized. I mean, you get to sleep inside, and it's like, you know, if it's too cold, then you turn on a heater. If it's too hot, you get an air conditioner, etc., etc., etc. You know, like, people come into the resort, the people that work, they clean their room, etc., etc. So it seems to me that I'm going to be slowly uncivilizing myself and getting back into full touch, full immersion in nature, to the point where if I'm eating something, it's something I pick from nature, you know, or, you know, if I'm drinking something, it'll be from like a well or a lake or something like that. Sleeping outside, stuff like that, you know, it's things like that. So back to nature. Now, why is it necessary for me to do that? Because as a speaker and as a teacher and as a public figure, as a leader, let's say, a leader amongst many leaders, I have to lead by example. If I'm telling people, let's get back to nature, and here I am, you know, fully immersed in the comforts of civilization, then what the hell? That's total bullshit, man. That's total bullshit. I can only tell you where I am right now. And so when I tell you back to nature, I explain to you how I'm doing it right now, where I am in the journey. Like I tell you, I'm here. I'm find my own places. Wherever I go, I hang out there all day. So maybe it inspires you to do the same. But I want to take it even a step further and get even closer. The closer and closer I can get to nature, to live in harmony with nature, the more and more I will be feeling fulfilled and satisfied inside. Because, you know, you don't, again, it's like, you know, I guess, you know, it's even the vehicle that I'm in. It's like a perfect vehicle for, like, if I was ever to live in a tribe, I'd definitely be like one of the hunters or explorers. Like, I got an innate thing for that too, you know. It's because I picked this vehicle deliberately, because you show people how to get back to nature in so many different ways. It isn't one way. Some people will show you how to get back to nature by teaching you how to grow stuff. Okay? The way I am here to do it is to show people how to live in nature. You know, just live. Sleep outside. Breatharianism is a huge part of the mission also, because it is about getting back to nature. Because if you get back to nature and fully live, you know, in harmony with the elements, and you begin to pick up energy from nature, you don't even need to eat, you see. So that's why the breatharian thing is part of this back to nature, because some people will teach you how to grow food, but what I'm here to teach is how to not even rely on food anymore. So you don't even rely, so you don't have to grow food. You can just live in nature without having to even eat. But I have to do it first myself. You see? So this is why I'm being called to go to Nepal now, to hang out in the mountains, to experience some ruggedness, some rugged nature there. You see? Because this is the mission now. Everything that I do for the mission. And so, again, some people will show you like permaculture, which is fantastic, right? I know a few of you guys that are into this. Permaculture, you know, you show people how to grow their own food, and you build a house off the grid. You know, some people show you how to build a house off the grid, how to live in the wilderness, how to live with a house, or, you know, a van, life. You're using a tool of civilization to bring people closer to nature. And that's the way you show people how to get back to nature. And that part, I'm still trying to figure out the specifics of how I'm here to show people how to get back to nature. I'm trying to figure it out for myself here. Okay, so that's why I'm like doing all these different experimentations. You get a guy like Wim Hof. The way he shows people how to get back to nature is that first of all, he spent all his youth after his wife died, basically in nature, right? I mean, he had kids and everything, but he would just go off to the wilderness and just, you know, you'd not see him for days. And now he carried that out. He lives in like a little small village in outside of Amsterdam. He's got this nice big place. People come and visit him, and he hosts retreats and stuff. But he also has so many expeditions all around the world. Just takes people in the heart of the mountains. You know, just the expedition takes place there. They sleep there. They're full immersion with nature. That's probably the path that I'm moving towards now. You see, and that's the way he shows people how to get closer to nature. So there's many different ways, and I'm still trying to figure out, I guess, the specific. See, that's one specific thing in that part of the mission that I haven't yet figured out. That'll probably take me some time, actually, because I have lots of skills to be gained here before I can maybe begin. I have a calling to do these expeditions, but to do these expeditions, I would have to have mastered my relationship with nature. So perhaps let me follow this path and see where it takes me. You see, and that's part of that third part of the mission, which is actually like 50% of it, which is to bring humanity back to nature, show the people how to get back to nature in whichever way I'm here to show, which will be revealed to me as I continue to experience myself through life and follow my heart. And so that's how, you know, but it can get that specific. So the more and more you contemplate it, the more and more you try things, you experiment things, you experience things, the more and more you figure it out. And the more and more it all makes sense to you, why you were born in that country and why you took on this character. Why do you look like the way you do? Why do you do things the way you do? Why are you attracted to things like that? It all makes sense to you. Everything makes sense. Everything. Because you didn't come here with anything. There was no unconscious decision in your coming here. Not a single one. It's all picked by you consciously, by design. So I wanted to lay that out because I know it'll help some of you guys, and it helps me also get a better clarity about my part of the assignment, my part of the mission, my mission. Specifically, I have to now contemplate that last part. I think going to Nepal would give me lots of insights on this. I think being in Nepal, being in the Himalayas, will give me some powerful insights on that, more specific on that other part. And I realize how civilized I am, and how much more I have, how much I gotta learn. But nature teaches you, and it comes quickly because you innately wired to nature. So I'm definitely looking forward, But yeah, just making these videos honestly keeps me plugged. I keep feeling at one with everything, and I'm glad to be fully fulfilling that role with full understanding of the specific people that I'm serving. And I will continue to do that. Thank you so much to all the people who support on Patreon. And if you would like to join the family, maybe pitch in a couple of bucks a month, that would be appreciated. Obviously, if we have enough resources, enough people just pitch in whatever they can, then we can do lots of things here. And we'll see where this takes. We'll see where this goes. So if you have an urge to support, to become part of the Patreon family, there are links in the description. If you just want to make a one-time donation, it's the same thing. It's in the link for the PayPal in the description. Instagram, Saeed Mobayed. Love chatting with you guys there. And until next time, may the force be with you.